So Ben Simmons was the #1 pick in the 2016 NBA draft. And right at the gates, people were comparing him to Magic Johnson and LeBron James. And in that rookie year, he pretty much lived up to those expectations of LeBron and Magic Johnson as he won Rookie of the Year and he showed flashes of becoming a player that would eventually turn into those players. But then as time went on, we began noticing that Ben Simmons was a really big problem for the Philadelphia 76ers. One, his overall aggressiveness and mentality. And another thing was that he just wouldn't shoot the basketball, and this would lead to the 76ers losing many different series. Specifically, the Hawks versus 76ers series, where he had a crucial missed layup where he could have easily made the layup, and the 76ers will go on to their first Eastern Conference matchup with that 76ers group. And for the 76ers, he just completely messed up, because I really think that the 76ers were the team for him to be on that franchise, and Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and for them to ultimately win a championship. And this pretty much led to the 76ers trading him to the Nets, who even struggled more, where he blamed it on the back injury and mentality, and he really hasn't been playing since. I've seen him playing Call of Duty. I've seen him playing Fortnite with other NBA stars. I've seen him on Instagram doing some other stuff. But Ben Simmons on the court hasn't been seen in an NBA game in a long time. And with the potential turn to the next year, he recently just dropped some historic, huge news that I just wouldn't even seem like it was coming from Ben Simmons. It didn't even seem real. It didn't even seem like something that Ben Simmons would say. He first says that his goal is to come back and dominate players, and that the version that he was playing against himself from last season, that version, he would have killed him. This is one of those quotes that you're gonna have to look back next year and kind of see if the man was spitting some facts or he was just capping. And really, if in fact the mentality was a problem for Ben Simmons and that really set him back, this could be some encouraging news for Ben Simmons fans out there. But you kind of gotta pump the brakes, because you gotta remember that Ben Simmons is the type of player to not really take the game of basketball seriously. And he has done stuff like this before, although he hasn't had a quote like this probably ever. He has posted, the jump shot shooting videos and said that, next year he's going to try to shoot more jumpers. And each and every year, he really just hasn't done that at all. You could really look at this quote and say, maybe it's true, but we're hoping for it to be true, because it does sound like a more confident version of Ben Simmons. But then again, in the back of your mind, you just kind of say, wait, like he kind of did this before. Another huge news that Ben Simmons dropped is something that just really does not make any sense at all. He said that he has love for Philly and would want to be back if he is ever traded from the Brooklyn Nets. And considering how things went down on the Philadelphia 76ers, this really just does not make any sense at all. For him to not even show up to practice when Doc Rivers wanted him to do so, and for him to, I think, publicly even say that the situation for the Philadelphia 76ers just didn't like it at all, that just seems like something where he is just really just capping. But now, let's really assume that Ben Simmons gets to back where he was. So Ben Simmons, of course, on the Philadelphia 76ers, all-star, defensive player, type of the year candidate. Ben Simmons ultimately could be a really good player on the Brooklyn Nets this next season if he's able to at least shoot mid-range jumpers, in my opinion. And I think the most important thing for Ben Simmons is not his shooting, but it's just overall aggressiveness. If you take a look back to his Utah Jazz career high, he didn't really shoot that much jumpers, but I think this is a game where it showcases overall mentality at his highest, and his aggressiveness at his highest. For him to just go downhill and look like a Giannis type player in this game, it really showed that he really just doesn't have to shoot jumpers. Now, although that did cost him a lot of different series, and ultimately if Ben Simmons does not shoot jumpers in his career, he's not going to end up as a Hall of Famer or anything like that. This will be just a really good step, because when he was on the Brooklyn Nets, we had plays like this.
Huge Irving, Simmons, Claxton.
Yeah, he just really wasn't even looking to score the ball. And right there in itself, you can just see that that is a mental block. Maybe his back injury had some things with him slowing down, but for him to go at the rim and then just not put it up, that is very clearly a mentality thing. That is just something that is just the most obvious thing in the entire world. So pretty much to sum it up, Ben Simmons return. I think the quotes that he dropped, I'm going to be eating some popcorn when I watch some Ben Simmons games on the Brooklyn Nets. But at the same time, kind of got to pump the brakes, because of what has been happening. And I think for the Brooklyn Nets, if he's able to actually get back into his groove, the Brooklyn Nets could be a really good team, because now they were going to be having Ben Simmons at his pretty much prime, Mikal Bridges, and a lot of other solid pieces on that Brooklyn Nets team. But with that being said, I think that's going to wrap up things with this video. What do you think about Ben Simmons? Will he return to how he was on the Philadelphia 76ers? Drop that in the comments down below. And do not forget to subscribe for a cookie. I hand out many different cookies. I got my own store. Put it down in the comments down below what you want, and I will email that to your username. It's your boy, Josh 3 Arch. Do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Josh 3 Archer. Head him out.